Well, of course, schools have been canceled in our area for the rest of the year. And for our kids, that means no more time with their friends, unfortunately. And that can often leave them feeling extremely sad and depressed, stressed out. As parents, how can we help our children deal with stress, anxiety, and depression? Well, Dr. Brian Richter is a pediatric psychologist at St. Louis Children's Hospital. He joins us now for via FaceTime. And we thank you for joining us, Doctor.
Thanks for having me.
This is a good conversation for us to have because I think we all know our children pretty well and we think we can tell when they're stressing, but maybe you can help us and kind of boost up on what we should be looking for as symptoms of stress, depression, or anxiety in our kids.
Absolutely. So the first thing that I like to say when I get asked this question is that it's normal to experience fear, sadness, anxiety, worry, especially at a time like this. It's completely normal. It's not normal to be happy all the time. So your child, as well as everybody, is going to be having those ups and those downs and everything like that. So the two big things that we're looking for when we're looking at, is this a problem for my child, is this really upsetting them? Do they seem preoccupied? Do they seem caught and stuck? Do they seem really hooked by those emotions? And the second piece is this messing things up for them in some way? Is this messing things up for them at school, with their friends, at home with family? Is this impairing or getting in the way of their life in some way?
So we think we know as parents what the right thing to say at a particular time to help our kids. And I think that's important, knowing what to say. But sometimes just as important, or perhaps even more important at times, is what we shouldn't say to our kids. What are some of those?
Right. So the first thing that I think about with this is, if your child is coming to you or talking to you about being upset or struggling with something, I would really refrain from jumping into that problem solving mode. It's what our brains love to do, especially when we have a loved one in experiencing distress. So kind of put that problem solving on the table while you work on normalizing, validating, really trying to use some active listening skills with your child. That's really going to go a long way. And then once you do that work, the child, you can ask permission to kind of get into the problem solving, but really kind of try to do your best to put that on pause while you just work on listening to your child in an active way.
And then just briefly, how can we help them then besides just listening?
I think right now the basics apply more than ever. Keep it simple. Schedule, routine, eating regularly, sleeping, trying to get exercise in some way. And the second thing would be, we need to get creative right now. There are activities that kids, used to do that they can't do anymore. Figure out a way to try to get back to those. Like, you can't volunteer at the dog shelter. Can you make masks or call the dog shelter to see if you can do something virtually?
Thank you so much, Dr. Richter. We really appreciate it. We're going to post this segment on our website at kmov.com/great day immediately following the show.